Okay, so right here's what I have. This is my Woodland Pathfinder trailer. This is a 20 cubic foot trailer, and I bought it earlier this year, and I've been using it now for 6 months or so, and I'm just very happy with it. This is a real sturdy workhorse of a trailer that really makes getting a lot of work done a lot easier and faster. I had a Harbor Freight 10 cubic foot trailer prior to this that I just beat up, just killed it. The terrain out here is pretty rough, and the Harbor Freight just was not up to the task. It is not anything close to this. This thing weighs in at about 300 pounds, and it's got just solid construction, very beefy construction. And we'll walk around and take a look at it, and I'll point some things out to you. First thing I'll point out is how this back comes off. And so if you need to unload things or load things, you can just take this off. I put this old piece of flooring on just to kind of help protect the bed a little bit from abuse. And let's see, let's take a look around. Okay, we've got these nice big all-terrain tires. These are 22 by 11 by 10 tires. They provide lots of good grip. Try to get a better camera angle here for you. And also you can start to see the undercarriage of this trailer. It's nice, beefy, thick steel tube and angle iron construction. And there's some big beefy bolts in there. There are Zerk fittings so that you can grease the wheel bearings to keep them nice and lubricated and rolling free. Let's go around to the front and we'll take a look at that. And here's my old Honda Foreman quad that I used to pull it. And so we've got this nice little winch which will raise and lower the bed. I'll demonstrate that real quick. Take this pin out of the bottom. And once that's out, then you can take the crank and raise and lower your trailer. Come back over here, get a nice shot of that. Walk around. Now the one modification I did make on this was I put in a wheel jack. The trailer comes with just a very simple square tube post that you support the tongue of the trailer with, and it's kind of awkward to use, I thought. This is a 300-pound trailer, so if you're trying to make those last little adjustments to get your trailer connected to your quad or whatever, it was just a little awkward. I had to modify the plate a little bit. I'll walk around and get a view of the other side. So the mounting holes right here, those I did not have to modify, but this plate I had to do a little cutting to make it fit right in here, and then I had to hog out the holes on the plate a little bit so that these bolts that came with the trailer would fit through the holes in the base plate. The base plate holes were just a little bit too small. And then while we're here, here's the trailer receiver that I've got. This also comes with a 2-inch ball receiver, but I'm just using the pin, as you can tell, and that's working just fine. But at some point I probably will switch to the 2-inch receiver. And now maybe we can get a slightly better look here at the undercarriage now that I've got it raised up some. And we can even go a little bit higher. There's still a little bit of length left on that winch. And the winch is long enough that you can pull things into the trailer as well, which I've only had to do once so far. And now, if you look down, let me kind of move in a little bit, and you can see a little bit better the construction of it. And this thing's really beefy. It takes a real abuse. Oh, and going back, so this receiver, it rotates right here between the hitch and then the tongue of the trailer. This rotates. So when the quad is going over some really rough terrain, which you'll probably see here in a little bit, the trailer can pivot one way while the quad is pivoting the other way, and you're not having to fight the trailer, which is the problem I would often have with the old Harbor Freight guy, which I'll show you over here right now real quick. I've just destroyed this thing. This thing's just, you know, it's just your Harbor Freight special. All right, nothing much to see about it. It is banged up. It's, you know, the comparison in quality between these two trailers is amazing. The paint on this thing, you can see areas where it just peels off. I know they didn't use a primer on this paint job, because the paint would just come off. You can see right here where it just flakes right off. And you know, this thing would rattle around, bolts would come off. The wheels, these are a second set of wheels I had to buy because the first ones I just trashed. You know, so this trailer is not much use right now. I'm keeping it just kind of for, just in case I need an extra trailer and don't have to carry anything with too much weight in it or go over too rough of terrain, because it's just not anything close to what you see over here. So what I'll do is I'm gonna get this guy, get the quad fired up, and we'll get some work done with this trailer. I'll get it loaded up and you'll get to see it running around with the load. All right, let's see. right, I've got the trailer all loaded up with about 3 trees worth of wood. This is all very green wood, just cut down the trees, so it's heavy. Obviously the trailer's not entirely full, and I didn't want to fill it too much because this wood is so heavy that the quad has to go up this hill, and it's an old quad, so it's gonna pull this guy slowly. The trailer, don't have to worry about the trailer. You'll see with these ruts, if you haven't already, how much this will sway or tilt as it goes over the ruts. And with the old Harbor Freight one, what would happen is the quad would twist one way, and that would force a heavy loaded trailer to fall over. With this pivot on the tongue, that's not an option, or that's not an issue, and it handles this just fine, this weight. So let's get this started up. So that's the Woodland Pathfinder trailer and how I use it during the course of a day, carrying wood that I cut up, wood chips from the wood chipper, the Woodland Mills wood chipper that we've got. We'll do a review on that later. It just works great. And another thing I forgot to mention is the winch is an extra, it's an additional piece to the trailer. You order that separately. I highly recommend ordering both at the same time. The winch is really nice to have, and if you end up wanting the winch later, the shipping is going to be so much that it is almost the cost of the winch itself. So just order the two together, and the shipping won't be any different than just the trailer alone. At least that was my experience. Worth every penny. This is built to last a lifetime. I fully expect it will, at least my lifetime. And yeah, it's been great. All right, well, I hope you got some useful information out of this, and until next time, take it easy.